Hi folks, welcome you all back to my YouTube channel Study with This. Today we shall know what are the basic services that has been provided by the network layer. So we have already studied what are the services that has been provided by the physical layer and the data link layer. So today we shall discuss the services of network layer. If you can see, the communication is happening from network layer to network layer. See, if it is a router, because here R2 is a router. From here, the it is communicating with R2. So even with R2, you are communicating at the network layer itself. So with this connection, it goes through physical data link layer, and then the network layer remains the same for both. Then again, it has been selected. The similarly, it happens throughout till it reaches the destination, and it will reach till the network layer. So the very basic services that is being provided by network layer is packetizing. So what is packetizing first of all? Whatever the information you get from the upper layer, taking that and forming a packet at the network layer is packetizing. Basically, it is nothing but encapsulating whatever the payload or the message, whatever you call it as, that payload into a network layer packet, that is adding the header and the trailer at the source, that is called as encapsulating, that is adding header and the trailer to that particular payload is called as encapsulating. This will happen at the source end or the sender end. Then decapsulating is removing that header and the trailer, whatever it has been encapsulated, and sending that payload to the upper layer. This shall happen at the destination or at the receiver. So basically, encapsulating and decapsulating is one of the primary duty of the network layer. So, if the packet, whatever we get payload, if it has been fragmented at the source or at the any routers, that is along the path, if we come across any router, if the packet is fragmented either at the source or at the routers along the path, then the network layer is also responsible for arranging or reassembling all the fragments that arrive. Even though if they are out of order, then it is the responsibility of the network layer to arrange them, rearrange them, and after it has been rearranged and set into the correct uh, order through which it was sent, the same order in which it was sent, then delivering them to the upper layer protocol. So this is the main functionality. One is packetizing, that is encapsulating, decapsulating, and if the packets were fragmented, if it arrives out of order, arranging them in the order and sending them to the upper layer protocol. This is another one. Then this routers, whichever will come along the path, if it come across, we come across many routers along the path, those routers are not allowed to decapsulate until and unless there is a need for fragmentation. What happens sometimes, the connection which comes to the router and the connection which leaves the router, maybe the capacity of these two links might vary. Whatever the capacity of the link, incoming link to the router might be greater and outgoing link might be lesser. At that time, the packet size cannot be accommodated in the outgoing link. That time, that bigger packet should be fragmented to smaller ones. So whenever the fragmentation is required, only then we decapsulate. If not, we are not decapsulating at any router along the path. So this is all about packetizing. Next, coming to next one more services, routing and forwarding. So network layer is responsible for host to host communication, and hence it has to route the packet from source to destination. This means that if there are many multiple routes are available from source to destination. So network layer has to pick the most uh, capable or the best route to forward the packets or to route the packets. So then what is forwarding? Router, once it receives any packet, from any of the network it is attached to, and it has to send to another network which it is attached. While doing this, how it is done too. So once the packet arrives to it, then it has to decide on which output interface it has to put the packet. So that decision is made by looking at the information in the header and comparing that information in its forwarding table and taking the output interface. So here if you can see, it is matching with the header. So from the header it has taken the destination information. It is matching with the forwarding table value. Corresponding output interface is being given here. So it is routing at the corresponding output interface. So that is how the forwarding shall happen. So routing and forwarding are the other services of uh, network layer. Next, coming to what are the rest all services that is being provided by network layer. One is error control. Error control is not possible at network layer. Why? Because as I said previously, once we want to fragment, then we can't have any error control mechanism. For an instance, if at all you are using checksum, the checksum would have been applied to the all the payload data in that whole payload. You would have applied to that whole payload. Once you fragment, then obviously the value will not match with the whole payload and the fragments. That will not happen. So this is an example with checksum. Same thing is applicable with any of the error detecting schemes. So error control is not possible at the network layer. Hence we will give that or we take care of this error control in the upper layer, that is transport layer. Then flow control. Again, flow control is again not possible for few reasons. The very first one is, as there is no error control, the job of the network layer at the receiving end is very simple. It is just has to forward and or receive. It is only so much. It will not be overwhelmed because it is not doing any other duties or job. That's the reason we need not have of flow control. Second one is, the upper layer will already take care of flow control, and hence again implementing flow control in the network layer will be a burden on the network layer and it makes it too complicated. That's the reason we are not even uh, taking care of flow control in network layer. Then one more reason is, a network layer can implement buffers to receive the data from the network layer which is sent. So since there are already buffers, overwhelming will not be happening. Suppose if in case the receiver is slow, still the data you will be put into the buffer and there is very rare chances of overwhelming. So we will not take care of flow control here also. So basically error control and flow control is taken care by the upper layer, that is the transport layer. We have also taken care of error control and flow control in the data link layer. So anyway, data link layer and transport layer are taking care. That's the reason we are not making network layer too complicated by introducing error control and flow control. Then comes to congestion control. And congestion in the network layer is actually the situation where too many packets or the datagrams are present in that particular internet. Due to some reasons, the datagram packets are dropped, and this makes resending the datagram again and again. So again, this will worsen the situation, and the congestion will be more. So congestion control is also taken care by the upper layer, that is the transport layer. Next, coming to quality of services. Basically, any of these error control, flow control, congestion control, quality of services, or security, all these are not a part of network layer. To provide security in connectionless network layer, yes, we have a virtual layer called as IP security. It will take care of it, but basically network layer is not directly contributing to any of these services. So basically, as I said, the main services that is being provided by network layer is packetizing, that is encapsulation and decapsulation, and fragmentation. This is one of the thing, and routing and forwarding. These are the primary or very basic services that has been provided by the network layer. Thanks for watching.